listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.
Whoops.
That was awful.
I was doing dancing.
Anyway, welcome back to another astounding episode of the Scoreboard Addicts podcast. I'm Nick, and with me, as always, is Anthony the Rook, TJ, who is hammered, and our intern. That way. Sal's over there. Stat Guy Sal in the house. How are we doing, boys? It's good to be back. I feel like this. I don't know. I know we were together last week-ish, kind of. I wasn't in my normal spot, and I felt so uncomfortable on location that it just recording from a hotel never feels good. Nothing like being back in your home office.
But you know what, Nick? You look good. Nice plaid shirt, nice cowboy hat. You look good. You look good today too.
No cowboy hat this week, though.
Look at that. I don't know who's younger right now, TJ or Sal, because they're both baby faces right now. I don't know. Cleanly shaven. Yeah.
But here we are. We're back again. It's always nice to be back with you guys.
I will say this before we get started because we do have a topic. So last week, me and Nick were in Nashville. We had promised that we would do content. Well, we also were in Nashville for a bachelor party, and that's why there will be no content from Nashville. Because
what happens in Nashville stays in Nashville.
Yeah,
it's amazing. I can create content when I'm in another fucking country, but you guys take an hour and a half flight and you can't handle it. Man, the fuck up.
It wasn't about the flight.
How much trouble could you have gotten into?
Yeah.
How much trouble would I have gotten into?
I would say you were with your wife. How much trouble could you have gotten into?
A lot. I had a babysitter, so it was kind of like if I do something stupid, it ain't on me.
The stupidest thing you did was go surfing.
I was amazing at it. Kiss my ass.
I'm not saying you weren't. I'm saying that was the stupidest thing you could have done.
That's not true at all.
The worst thing that could happen to you is fall overboard.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking bad, especially when you're sleeping on the 10th floor.
Nah. It's water.
Yeah.
The worst thing that happened to us is I lost our key to the hotel. Well, I didn't lose it. I mixed it up with someone else's. So
yeah, but we didn't realize it till like 3:00 in the morning when it was time to go to sleep. Like,
so I had to wait at the lobby. But the funny part about it is the elevators were glass. So the entire time as I'm going down like this, just waving to Nick. And Nick is like
fuming. I'm simmering.
He's
all right.
So mad. I'm just sitting there. Like,
no, the best part was we get back to the room. So Rook went back to the room in the middle of the night, like to go get cigars for everybody. And he wanted to put on his cowboy boots. And he wanted to get a hat. So he goes to the room. He comes back. He was the last one in our room. We finally get into the room, and there's porn on the
TV. Did you order it or did you stream it to it?
I said, dude, what the hell were you doing?
Now, to be fair, I was watching a movie on Showtime. I can't remember what it was because we were drinking that much. But when we got back, it was Skinamax was basically on. And he's like, why would you order?
Two different channels. You're already caught lying,
bro.
bro.
It was like the Skinamax, the Showtime Skinamax. You know what I'm talking about? Like that, like, what is that? Like B-movie porn, basically. Softcore.
You were watching Spank Revision because you were waiting for your wife for a weekend. Okay, there's no shame in it. You rub one out real quick.
I was watching Shutter Island. That's what I was watching. Shutter Island, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. All I know is that the lotion
shut the porn off next time.
The lotion was a little bit less than it was when I left the hotel room.
Well, I will say this about glass elevators. We went on a cruise in our early 20s with a bunch of friends, right? And I got absolutely ossified, and I thought it was a great idea to run back to the room. We were all hanging out in the library part of the ship right next to the glass elevators because all the bars were closed. It was like 3 a.m. And I thought it was a great idea to run back to the room, put a robe on. Underneath that robe, I was wearing my wife's bikini top, and I rode the glass elevator about 10 floors up and down, just opening it up and dancing. And it got a laugh on our floor and then horrified like 12 other floors.
Oh,
the only thing missing was that Buffalo Bill music in the Silence of the Lambs.
I thought you were the Goodbye Horses. I thought you were going to say the only thing missing was the glass elevator going through the roof and you owning a chocolate factory at the end.
No, I was literally muttering to myself, "Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me."
I thought you were going to do like the Cable Guy when he was like rubbed his nipple against the.
Oh, Billy.
Really?
Well, this is a natural segue right into hockey. So,
absolutely.
Nick and TJ, me and Sal going to step out. You guys do your New York Ranger thing. All right,
bro.
He's going to go put on some Skinamax and empty out the lotion is what he's going to do.
Yeah. He's going to empty out more than the lotion. So, Nick, you were tweeting, my man. You were texting about how much you hate Georgiev. That game sucked.
Here's the deal that bothers me the most with Georgiev. I'm not going to sit here and try and pretend like the Rangers play the greatest defense in the world. They have their good games. They have their bad games. They usually have their bad games when Georgiev's playing.
But you know what? Before you continue, I think that the Rangers have become accustomed to being able to take on 35, 40 shots on net and still come away with the win, knowing that Shesty's back there because he's a fucking brick wall, dude. I mean, he's the league leader, and that creates a comfort zone that's I don't think it's fair to Georgiev. Excuse me. I don't think he's the type of player that can go once every 6 games. So it's definitely rough on him. But the problem is when you go from Shesty to Georgiev, it's noticeable, and it creates a problem because essentially it's a loss about 66, 70% of the time.
I think he's lost his last 5 straight.
Right.
And he's given up like somewhere between 3 and 5 goals every game. And again, coming against those odds are bad.
It's tough to come in and not be the starting goalie and come in cold and make those type of saves because the Rangers as a group, they allow 30, 40 shots on goal a night. So listen, it's a tough task to put Georgiev into it, but I don't think it's not fair to the fans. It's not fair to Georgiev, but it's not fair to the fans knowing that going into that game, it's almost like an automatic loss. You need to give Shesty the rest. Shesterkin deserves, the rest. You want him to stay, energized and have enough energy left in the tank going into the playoffs because the Rangers are going into the playoffs, no doubt about it. So he needs his rest, but at the same time, it's like, when Gallant's going through the schedule, I feel like he's just checking off boxes like, all right, that's an L. That's an L. That's an L. And it's tough. It's tough to be a fan for those games.
It really is. The only thing I don't like is the Georgiev apologists that, they blame everything but him. And I'm like, listen, the guy still can't win a one-on-one. If he's in the net and it goes to OT or shootout, whatever, I know we are going to lose.
Yeah.
Like I think he's won 1 shootout his entire career to this point. And then I hear other people sitting there going, oh, well, how could you expect a guy to sit for X amount of days and then come out and be hot? That's his job.
Yeah.
That's his job. He could play 30 games in a row. He still couldn't win on breakaway. Like it's just like, then let him go someplace else and be a starter every game and see what we got there in that sense. But to sit there and try to say, oh, well, he's coming off being cold. He hasn't played X amount of games. That's why. Then go away. They're like then you serve zero purpose. If your goal as the backup goalie is to lose games and then blame the organization for not playing you over arguably the best goalie in the NHL right now, which is really not arguable.
No, it's not even arguable.
I'll say arguably just because he's so very young, and there's going to be somebody that goes, wait, there's a veteran that's 10,000 times
this
better.
season, he is hands down the best goalie in the league.
I agree.
Aside from winning, what is it? What's the goalie award? The Vezina?
Vezina.
Aside from winning the Vezina, he's definitely a candidate for the Hart Trophy. I mean, if he's not
He
the
won't
most
get
valuable player in the league,
He won't get it just because he won't get it because of goals, because he doesn't score goals. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
I get it, but that save percentage, especially through the first, first 52 games of the year, I think only one other goalie through 52 games in a
That's
season.
correct.
He's number 2 on that list. Through 52 games, he's number 2 on that list of all time.
That was set in like the 70s, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, think about how long hockey's been around.
I agree with you. But what I'm saying is that it's like a pitcher winning MVP in baseball.
No, I get it. I understand. But this season, there's a lot of guys racking up the goals, and it's pretty widespread through the league. I mean, you got Kreider. I think he's number 3 or number 4 on the list right now.
38 goals.
Yeah, for most of the season, he was number 1 and number 2. So I think it's pretty widespread with the goal scoring. It's going to be hard to give it to a goal scorer. I think the standout for a position player for the season so far is definitely Shesterkin.
I agree with you, but I just know how the NHL is. He's not going to win it. They're going to give it to what's his face from Toronto.
Who?
Name escapes me right now.
I got you.
But I mean, yeah.
It's tough. It's tough to run down that schedule. I mean, I think the game to start Georgiev would have been against the Devils rather than the Wild. The Wild's a good team. The Devils suck. Let's face it, they're awful. But I'm not drugging along. I can't make those decisions. I did see somebody pose out there.
Austin Matthews.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Well, he does have that awesome stash, so you can't take that away from him. I did see somebody pose out there that if Fleury is out there on the block, how much is it worth for a rental? And I like that. I like being able to bring in a veteran like that to back up Shesterkin, and I love it going into the playoffs because, listen, Shesterkin gets out there, he gets in the plays, he comes out of the crease, he plays the puck. That increases your odds of getting checked and knocked down and hurt. He's aggressive, and we love him for being aggressive. And he plays great, especially because he's aggressive.
I just want him to score a goal.
Oh, dude, I want to see that so bad. What did he miss by a friggin' inch the other night?
Yeah, probably like 2 inches. Did you see the other day they were practicing and he was working his one-timers?
One-timers. He has a better one-timer than me. I mean, listen, I'm shit at hockey, but I could definitely shoot the puck. And to watch a goalie with a goalie stick rip one-timers with ease like that, I mean,
he's a special guy.
That's some fancy shit. But he's going to work on the knuckle puck.
The goalie!
The goalie!
But the Rangers are in a lot of discussions about trades, and there's some potential trades coming out there. And we were looking at a few that we saw from Forever Blue Shirts posted an article today about potential trade candidates or trade targets.
We're 2 weeks away from the trade deadline. It seems like everybody's in agreement that Miller is going to be too high of a cost to try to go after. And I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze to give up that many prospects and that many picks. So they ran down a lineup of the Rangers' top trade targets, which include Rickard Rakell playing with the Mighty Ducks. You got Ben Chirot playing with the hold on a second, the Canadiens. Phil Kessel, and I saw Phil Kessel pop up earlier in the year too. Listen, he's 34 years old. He's got, apropos 34 points in 55 games with the Coyotes.
Nice use of apropos.
What? No, thank you, sir.
Nice use of apropos. Yeah.
I appreciate it. I think if you want the veteran aspect, Phil Kessel's the guy. But then again, I don't know if Phil Kessel brings enough to the team. He'd have to come cheap, especially being just a rental. But I think that grizzled veteran, if you're looking for that grizzled veteran, somebody that's going to get the team through, somebody's that's going to come out. I mean, the guy lives and breathes hockey. So if you want that veteran aspect, I think he's the guy to key in on. Max Domi, I actually found interesting. 27 years old, still a young dude.
Son of Ty Domi.
Yeah, son of Ty Domi, who is hands down my favorite heavyweight fighter in the NHL. Okay, met Ty Domi when I was a kid with my father. I believe he was suspended at the time.
Did
we
he
were walking around the garden? No, dude. My father walked up to him and said, "Hey, Ty, big fan. Any chance you can take a picture with my son? He looked down at me, gave that fucking smile, that sinister smile that he always threw out there when after a fight while he's skating away, and picked me up, threw me on his shoulder, and fucking took a picture. Like dude, I mean, all-time pictures. That's one of them.
Unlike Paul O'Neill, who ignored you.
Paul O'Neill was having a bad day apparently that day during the 96 ticker tape day parade. I got a ball signed by pretty much everybody else on that team except Paul O'Neill. I swear to God, I'm going to track him down one day. He's going to be in like a fucking farmer's market and be like, dude, you have to sign this shit.
Sign this now. You denied me as a child. I'm a maladjusted adult now because of you.
I could buy a house with this ball. Okay. But I need you on it, man. We got to be a team here. But yeah, dude, I
like the Max Domi one.
I like the Max Domi one as well.
Unlikely, because who's the GM over there at Columbus?
John Davidson. And is he going to help the team that just freaking axed him? I don't think so. But then again, John Davidson's a pretty loyal guy, and he was a Rangers goalie, professional. So I wouldn't count it out, but it's not high in the ranks. Other than that, you got Mark Giordano for the Kraken and Callie. I don't even know how to say this. There you go. But both of them very low on the point scale. I don't know what they bring to the team. I don't see it happening.
And then we one the other guys that are on the radar that we're talking about. The other, obviously, JT Miller's on the radar,
right? So JT Miller, but he's on the want list, but not likely. Same as Riley Smith, who has played for Gerard Gallant in the past, now playing for the Golden Knights. 37 points in 54 games. That would be a great pickup, but unlikely. I love the Arturi Lehkonen.
Yeah, I love it. That was
dude, that would be.
I saw it. I was like, ooh, I like that.
I think I would take that over the JT Miller. I mean, I see him as potentially being a better asset going into the postseason. But I mean, what the fuck do I know? I pick up garbage and I sit here and I drink and I talk to you guys.
Sounds like you know the best of life.
Oh, I have a great time. I have an absolutely great time. I'm not trying to downplay it, but I'm not getting paid to.
As they say, don't mean nothing but a good time. One name I saw on the list that I did not like, Nemesnikov. We just had him.
I agree.
Like, really? We're going to give up shit to get a guy we could have just kept? Right. Are we really doing that with him and JT Miller?
I'm not a fan. I don't like it at all. But it's those are the same voices that are sitting there still questioning, oh, why would we give up Buchnevich? Because there's a fucking salary cap. I mean, it's like if you go to the store, right? And you say, hey, I really want that T-bone steak, but holy shit, it's a $16 steak and I have $4 in my pocket. Guess what? You don't get the fucking steak.
You get a hamburger.
That's simple. It's simple economics. It's numbers. It's dollars and cents. And unfortunately, Buchnevich had to go. And he's a great player, a phenomenal player. But look at that team and what we had when we gave him up.
Also, you know what? Anybody who wanted to keep Buchnevich, call him up and ask him why he wouldn't take a hometown discount, like a really, really crazy hometown discount.
Because that's what it is. I'll tell you this much. Unfortunately, the NHL numbers aren't where MLB, NFL, NBA, not even close to NBA, the numbers are. So, I mean, when you have a salary cap that low in the NHL and your top guy is only probably getting $9 million a season, everybody else falling by the wayside has to try to collect as much cash as they can because it's a fucking contact sport. And anybody that wants to say, you know, football, the reason why it's 16, now 17 games is because, you know, it's full contact, nonstop. Dude, I don't care that, you got offensive linemen and defensive linemen that are pushing 310, 320 pounds. That's fine. But what are they really running? Maybe 9-10 miles an hour at most at the line. Okay. When you're playing against a 200-pound guy who's skating 30 miles an hour towards you and you're skating 30 miles an hour towards him, it's like getting into a fucking car accident. And these guys play 82 games. Kiss my ass, NFL. So you got to make the money.
Moving on. Moving on. The Rangers have St. Louis coming up on Thursday. Saturday they play Dallas. And Tuesday they'll play against the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. without Charlie Conway, their captain.
Let him make the first
And
move.
those are all three games that they should win.
Yeah, I agree, and I like this portion of the season. I like when you get the mix of teams that you normally don't play. You get outside your division. It definitely tests your mettle a little bit. Whether the team is good or not, you're playing against guys that you haven't seen or maybe seen once so far this season, like for an example, the Blues or something like that. But it definitely mixes it up a little bit. It changes your strategy and it gets you on your toes. You know what I mean? You have to come into that game ready to skate, ready to shoot, ready to pass, and ready to bang bodies. So
Bodies.
If you can win across the league, especially against teams that you don't really see too often, that means you have a pretty damn good game plan going into the playoffs.
All that being said, we've got guests for tonight. Obviously, we'll be knocking out some WWE trivia. And I heard that our guests are here. Tonight, we'll be welcoming back Matt.
What's that stain on your shirt, bro?
Matt from the Squared Circle. Nice shirt, Matt.
What up, Matt?
You too, man. For those that can't see it,
was that a coincidence?
Shirts.
And then we have our other guest here,
the commish.
Commish is back.
TSS.
Finally, the commish has come back to the Scoreboard Addicts. Thank you for having me in, gentlemen.
Welcome, brother.
Welcome. How you been?
And we're all right. We're all right. But we're about to start it off.
We'll work on it.
Oh, it's true. It's true.
All right.
Nick, you got to post that belt on the social medias for those who aren't watching the live. That belt's beautiful.
Yeah. Was it the Shawn Michaels, right?
Damn right it is.
I might come to your house and sweet chin music you and take it from you. That's my lie.
You should.
You neighbors might not know what's going on in the front lawn, but it'll be worth it.
You're gonna be like, "Why'd you knock out our garbage man?" I was like, "Because I'm the world champ. That's why." And now I'm gonna
so we will get into the trivia right now. So let's waste no time. Commissioner Cooper, as this is your first time here, how we work it is I read the question. You guys will write down the answer, and then when you go to, do you not have a pen and paper?
I wasn't prepared. Give me 2 seconds.
You gotta tell people that they need to have pen and paper. Man.
I know. I probably should do it when I invite guests on, but
you do have the cue cards.
If the question is then given, I do have cue cards.
Love it.
When the answer is given, you'll have to just say the answer and also show your answer so we know it is. It's written down. You didn't just change it because you heard the correct answer. So,
hey, Rook, did you doodle that on the back of those cue cards?
No, these are legit stickers.
Is Brandy gonna hang that in the fridge when we're done?
It's actually got pretty good.
Listen, Vince McMahon's gonna sue you right now.
This is actually not.
We're gonna get harshly worded cease and desist,
dude. Seriously, we're gonna lose our LLC within a month of having it.
You're going to get a cease and desist from the World Wildlife Fund.
The panda. You understand is how this is what we call what is it? I can't think of the word right now. We're protected. Don't worry about it.
Listen, I gotta say, you know what? I'm not easily offended.
Every time I've told a woman that,
parody law. It's parody law. Protected.
Fair enough.
It's a parody.
Listen, I'm not easily offended, but I gotta say this, Commish. Seriously. Yes, sun's out, guns out, while we're sitting here in 50-degree weather for Lucky, you son of a bitch.
I had to bring him out, bro. And plus, plus the Heat are on a nice run. I got to show off for the Heat. The Dolphins ain't shit. Got to bring something out, bro.
There you go. That is a sweet Miami Heat jersey.
I'm more upset that TJ took off his beard. So now you guys aren't twinning anymore.
Yeah, true.
All right, let's kick this off. Let's go.
All right. Question number 1. So. All right. Name this tag team. They made their WWF debut in 1993, and these two brothers had their first pay-per-view appearance at the King of the Ring 1993 in an 8-man tag team match. Despite wrestling together for over a year, they did not make another pay-per-view appearance until the fall of 1994. They won their first tag team title on January 23rd, 1995, and ultimately lost it at WrestleMania 11 to Owen Hart and a mystery partner who turned out to be Yokozuna. They regained their titles on September 25th, 1995, and forfeited their title on February 15th, 1996, due to an injury to one of the partners. They won their last and final tag team title 3 months later. The team split in September 1996 after losing their last and final title. Who is this tag team? So you guys, some of them are already writing it down already. Some are ready. So let's see what we got. Commissioner Cooper asked before. He was like, "This could be current, everything. What are we looking at?" I'm like, "Everything's up on the table except for anything current. Mostly history, WWF history is what we're working with." TJ looks like he's. I think TJ might actually have this one.
No, I don't.
Oh. You look like you're really thinking over there.
All right.
I was thinking of the wrong answer.
I'm in.
All right, is everyone in?
Yeah.
All right. Commissioner Cooper, as our first guest, we'll go over to you for your answer.
All right. So at first, I'm Attitude Era, and so I started writing the Hardy Boys immediately. So I started listening a little bit. All right. So my guess, we're gonna go back in the day, brothers, so to speak, the Undertaker and Kane, the brothers of destruction or whatever they're called.
That is incorrect. Give me an X. Nick. Nick, what's your answer?
I got the Smoking Guns, Billy and Bart Gunn.
That is correct. Give yourself a check mark there.
That's just because you're an ass man.
TJ.
I'm wrong. I did the Road Warriors.
All right.
I don't think you were actual brothers, but
I'm wrong too. I did the Steiners.
That is incorrect.
Damn.
Sal.
Billy and Bart.
Nice.
Gun.
The Smoking Guns. He got it again. The savant, the young savant of wrestling.
This shit happened before he was born.
And he knows it.
There's a network. I watched it on the network.
Don't bring up Peacock. Matt gets upset.
All right. Question 1 done. Name this superstar. Question number 2. Debuted in 1993 in the WWF and didn't appear in the WWF or WWE again until 1997. This superstar has been portrayed by 11 different superstars, sporting a smaller version of himself as a valet. This character was a poorly conceived creation of Vince McMahon. Who is this superstar? Matt doesn't like these. I think he's
This is an Attitude Era.
This is definitely not Attitude Era, bro. This is definitely not Attitude Era.
And I'm sorry, but Billy and Bart Gunn both wrestled in the Attitude Era.
Yeah, but nobody cared.
They did.
You guys don't know this. Shame on you. I am not that far into wrestling, Matt. Shame on you.
This is what we're trying to do is not just do Attitude Era, but Attitude Era plus a little WWF history.
All good.
Listen, I thought it was going like this because you both stink.
dude, why couldn't
That's what I thought too.
if you're gonna do Billy Gunn, why couldn't you throw up what WWE wrestler was in the background of the Knicks game? In
the other guys.
Yep.
What the fuck was he doing there?
I don't know. Making some money.
I don't think he was. I think he just happened
money.
to be there that day.
Is everyone locked in?
I'm locked in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I'm locked in.
All right. We'll go over to Jabberjaw since he got it right last round. Jabberjaw, what do you got?
Doink the Clown.
That is correct.
Oh, fuck.
All right. So looking at everyone's reaction, Cooper, it looks like you already got it right.
Yes.
You
Doink.
said Doink the Clown. Matt.
Doink. Doink
Yes,
the
that's
Clown.
correct. TJ, his reaction was bad.
I went with the biggest douchebag in the WWE. I went with the blue blazer.
Sal, what was your answer?
Doink.
Doink, he got it again.
And you know, Doink is TJ's favorite too. That's why I'm disappointed. As a child, he always wanted to be Doink.
Yeah.
So what
The
are
midget
what are
version.
the points there, Sal? I know you keep the you keep the score.
Me and Nick have 4. Cooper has 2, and Matt has 2.
And TJ would have
TJ
0.
I don't know
Negative
why I
2
show
for
up.
not getting the doink.
So question number 3. I like these cue cards. I can flick them around and everything. Makes you feel like Steve Harvey. The best part is everyone realizes I'm not actually reading from the cue cards. All right, this is a WWE Hall of Fame question. Which of the following inductees into the WWE Hall of Fame were not inducted posthumously? Choices: Junkyard Dog, Mae Young, Buddy Rogers, or the Grand Wizard. One of those was alive when they were inducted. For anyone who doesn't know what posthumously means.
One more time of the choices: JYP, Mae Young, and who else?
So yeah, Junkyard Dog, Mae Young, Buddy Rogers, or the Grand Wizard.
They just let everybody into that Hall of Fame.
They really do. I was
They
actually
really
reading the
do.
Hall of Fame.
That being said, Matt and I will be doing another webisode tomorrow about the WWE Hall of Fame. So keep an eye out for that over the next few days.
It's not all
Shameless
about you.
plug.
Relax.
Yeah, shameless plug there.
In this
Cooper's ready to get his in.
squared.
Yeah, I mean, it's a guess. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and think too long, but I'm really not quite sure.
All right, let's go with TJ to start us off. Hopefully we'll get on the board.
I went with Mae Young.
That is correct.
Yes.
That is correct.
Coming back.
Mae Young as well. Let's go.
Matt, you had it too. Nick, let me see your
Yes.
paper.
Mae Young.
Mae
All right,
Young.
we're 5 for 5 here. This is great. Everyone's in.
I thought that was the most ironic
It's
since she was
from
always
that
so old.
Yeah, right. But
So,
that didn't stop Vince from saying, like, hey, May, go out there and get slammed again. I know you're 80.
I was just telling I was telling
And then
Matt
right
anything
after that,
involving
he
Mae
broke through a
Young
hand.
was awful.
The birth
This
to
is
a hand was
disgusting.
classic. Who was that? That was
Mark Henry.
Mark Henry,
was
world's strongest
bagging
man.
Mark
Yeah.
Henry.
Went from Olympic
Oh, man.
Olympic freaking weightlifter to banging old ladies. and giving birth.
Hey, May, I know you're down for taking bumps, but can we pull a hand out of your JJ?
I mean, I knew that Olympic like athletes took downturns, but damn, if Mark Henry didn't dive straight forward, like shit. Got Kurt Angle becoming heavyweight champion, and then you got Mark Henry banging old ladies.
But you know what? They gave him a little redemption. A couple years later, they did the weightlifting competition. He was knocking them out.
Good for him.
Absolutely.
That
Fucking
is
beast.
crazy.
He was still in a role banging an old lady who was like 95.
Hey, listen, that's called
like for
experience.
children's programming.
Running around giving everybody a Bronco Buster. She messed it up every time. She kicked so many guys in the face.
Not the visual I want to have.
God. All right, moving on to question number 4.
Good luck
'cause
sleeping, Coop.
I can't talk about Mark Henry banging Mae Young anymore. All right, question number 4. Who was the winner of the 1999 Royal Rumble? Now, this is a 3-part question, so you get 3 points for this one if you get it all right. So, who was the winner of the 1999 Royal Rumble? And who were the last 2 entrants? No, I'm sorry, not the last 2 entrants, but the last 2 to be eliminated before the winner was named. So, looking for the winner, the runner-up, and the 3rd place guy.
Hey, there's no hints to this.
There's not that much to it. Sorry.
99. Oof.
And you can't complain. This is definitely Attitude Era at 99.
Yeah. All right.
Why am I in 2000 right now? Damn it. I just saw Mae Young get powerbombed through 2 tables from the Titantron. It was great. Thank you, Bubba Ray W.
I was at Dudley's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not all heroes wear capes.
All right. Who's not locked in yet?
I'm locked in.
I'm ready.
I'm not in. Hold on.
Ding, locked in.
Hold on.
I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but
Yeah, I'm done. This is a guess.
This is
I
all.
have 2 out of 3 that I'm positive on.
it's 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
If you get 2 out of 3, you get a point for each person. So it's partial credit. Everyone ready?
Yes.
All right, Sal, let's see what you got. Let's start you off with you.
All right. I got the winner being Mr. McMahon.
That is correct.
And then the last to be eliminated, Stone Cold.
Correct again.
And then the runner-up, Big Boss Man.
That is 100% correct. Give yourself 3 points and a round of applause for the youngin. getting that one right. He was born that year. He wasn't born yet, but he was born that year.
Thank God for the network.
So Cooper, what is your answer? What you got?
Well, I had no idea. So I went Chris Jericho as the winner. I put Mae Young as but I did put Stone Cold as the second runner-up. So he was somewhere in there. Maybe give me like a half a point or something.
We'll give you a point. Sal, give him a point. I'm gonna give him a point for it. Nick, what do you have?
So shame on me because you asked this question like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and I was like Stone Cold.
About this. We were talking about
I was like, it was Stone Cold, and Stone Cold won in 98, not 99, and I'm an idiot. But I put Stone Cold, Kane, and The Rock, which isn't right.
No, unfortunately. We'll give you a partial credit because you got Stone Cold in there.
Yeah, there you go.
Give you a point. TJ?
I got none of it.
But he opened beer.
Which
Light.
you could consider the beer being Stone Cold. I don't know.
Give him a
If it
point.
was Broken Skulls
Give him a point.
IPA, I feel like I would deserve a point.
Yeah.
But
What is it?
what is it?
Give him the
It's
point.
Michelob Ultra?
Yeah. I'm trying to cut weight. Okay, I'm trying to look like a commish for the summer.
Flavored water. Flavored water.
Budweiser owns Michelob, and Steve drank Buds, so give him the point.
Oh, all right.
Well, I had 2 out of the 3. I only had Vince as the winner, Austin as the runner-up, and I put Triple H as the, I guess, second to last, which is not right because it's the Boss Man.
Well,
2 out
Good
of
job.
3.
2 out of 3.
Man.
2 out of 3 is not bad.
Isn't that a
Not
Fall Out
too
Boy
shabby.
song?
What? Did you just say Fall Out Boy? Fucking Meatloaf, dude. Rest in peace. How dare you?
No, Fall Out Boy, they do have a 2 out of 3 in one of the lyrics.
Only you would know that.
I don't know what song it is, but anyway, moving on to question number 5.
Is this Final Jeopardy?
This is
Yeah,
Final
you want a
Jeopardy.
rundown?
Everyone has to put up your points. How much are you putting up?
What are our points, Sal?
All right,
What are the points?
Nick has 7. I have 9. Coop has 5. Matt has 6, and TJ has 2.
All right.
Do we get the subject?
I'm
So
doing all of them.
So, Coop, you got to bet your points to get more points.
Yeah,
He wants to know
so-
I know Rook didn't explain the rules to you before you
I,
showed up.
I picked it up. I picked it up.
Rude cocksucker.
So there is no subject. I'll give you. I guess the subject would be
The subject's
Category.
wrestling. The subject's
championship.
wrestling.
Ooh, championships.
Ooh.
Can't wait to get this one wrong.
Do we put our bet up now, or
Yeah, put it up. Whatever you want.
Oh, everything 6.
yeah, we might as well just throw it all in.
So everyone's going all in.
Yes.
All right, cool. Everyone's going all in. That's easy enough to remember. All right, is everyone ready for this one? There is a backstory to this one. So
Oh, God. The backstory.
here,
Look out, boys.
Are you ready for this one? The Intercontinental Championship has made its debut on September 1st, 1979 in the WWF. It is considered the second most important championship in the company after the WWE Championship. It has been active for the second largest period, but is the third oldest active title behind the WWE Championship and the United States Championship, the latter of which was acquired from the WCW in 2001. It is now exclusively contested on SmackDown with its current champion, Ricochet. There have been 87 different Intercontinental Champions, with Jericho holding the most reigns with 9. The Honky Tonk Man holds the longest reign at 454 days. Who was the very first holder of the Intercontinental Championship?
Layup.
And how did this championship get its name? So it is actually a 2-parter. Who said? Someone said layup. Who said it?
Oh, Sal.
I'm the first person, but I don't. The second part, I'm trying to think.
Part 1's a layup for sure.
Part one's a layup, but you got to get that second part. I knew the part 1 was a layup, but the second part you have to
Fuck
figure
your
it out.
layup. I have
And-
no
and-
idea.
And the second part,
Every week. They said it every week for the entire 90s because he did wrestle in the 90s.
Did he?
Yes.
All right, I think I might. That's somebody who wrestled in the '90s, who I guessed and was back in that era, so I might be all right there. All right, let's see.
All right.
I think I have this.
Does
I'm
everyone
definitely
have it?
wrong.
Let's see. All right. Let's start with Matt.
Okay. Are we all locked in? I'm good to go?
Everyone
So I got it.
Locked.
All right.
Loaded.
So the first ever intercontinental champion is Hall of Famer Pat Patterson.
That is correct.
So
Ding,
now
ding, ding.
the second question was, how did the championship get its name?
Yeah. How did this? No. How did it get its name?
I believe it was defended, or there was a tournament overseas, and that's how they got it.
Very, very close.
So what does that mean? Very close.
You're wrong.
Let's
Let's
hear
see what
everyone
everyone else
else's
knows. Everyone else
answers.
knows it. Sal, what do you know? I know you have. You know.
I have Pat
Yeah.
Patterson, but
All right. What's the storyline behind it? How did it get his name?
is it because he was from Europe? He came over from Europe?
Moving on.
No.
Cooper, what do you got?
I was wrong. I had Bob Backlund. That's who I had as the.
He's not that old, man.
Bob Backlund. I love it.
No idea, bro. No
I
idea.
love it.
No idea. Listen, and I wrote down for the second one. I have no fucking clue. However,
That's a good
based off of what I've heard, so there was a tournament overseas, and somehow, some way, I don't have no idea.
It's close. It's very close. You guys are just right there. Nick, what do you got?
I said Pat Patterson, one of the Stooges,
And then
and I said because he's Canadian.
no, it's not because he's Canadian. TJ.
Yeah, dude, I went with British Bulldog. I took a shot in the dog. Fucking
How
way
old do
wrong.
you think he was?
All right. So this would all right. We also have a tiebreaker question, which we're probably going to need anyway, because everyone got Pat Patterson. So what it was is that he was the original holder of it because it was kayfabbed. I guess is that the term?
Kayfabe.
Kayfabbed that he won a tournament in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and unified both North and South American titles into the intercontinental title. So that's the start. So we have one more question, just because no one really got that one. Everyone get
Well,
partial
fuck you,
credit.
dude. I can finally tie for first with a 0. Kiss my ass. We end it now.
So
I threw
everyone
away my
technically has a
paper.
0 right now. So let's go back. No, we'll put points it back on the board. Everyone give me your new one, because I think this question is probably a little more fair. So everyone's just gonna put it all up again. I'm gonna assume.
All the points.
Yeah.
It's whatever I have.
All in.
If I have anything, it's up.
So this
We
is once
ride.
again championships, about the Intercontinental Championship again. So who had reigned the Intercontinental Championship first in time, China or Jericho? So who won it first in history? Did Jericho win first before China, or did China win before Jericho?
Wow, this is like a true or false question. Like a lot of people are getting this right or wrong.
It's it's kind of like true or false. Yeah, who was
Feels like a trick question.
one or the other? Is it?
Yeah,
Is it a trick?
I'm locked in. Let's go, boys.
I'm
I
locked
don't
in.
have paper anymore. I threw it away. I'm in disgust.
Okay.
I'll trust you, TJ.
Dude, you can go with me first. I'm going with China because we all know Chris Jericho had it for a fucking shit ton of time.
All right, then we'll go on to Matt. Matt, what do you got?
China.
That's correct. Sal.
China.
Son of a bitch.
Again.
Sal.
Cooper.
And on a good note with China.
Yes,
Nice.
that is correct. And Nick.
Vagina.
Oh, yeah. So it's 5 for 5. Everyone got it right. So China won her first Intercontinental Championship on October 17th, 1999. And just 2 months later, Jericho won his on December 12th, 1999. And then they actually, after this, a couple days later, they went to go co-own the title together for quite some time.
I just
You know,
How
now
about
we
for
gotta
extra
add.
Jericho became the undisputed champion.
We need to add to this. We need to keep going. Okay.
How
We
about
need
for
another
extra credit? Who did China beat for her first intercontinental
That's
champion?
not
All right, now
fun
what's
enough.
the score,
Eddie
Sal?
Guerrero.
More,
No, Eddie Guerrero wasn't in WWE when he won.
Jeff
Now, give me the
Jarrett.
score.
dude.
It was Jeff Jarrett.
Hold on. Moreover,
What's the score?
we need a bonus question.
What do you need a bonus question for?
We need a bonus question. And the bonus question needs to be who starred in the porno with China and what was his original WWF name?
It was X-Pac, and wasn't he the 1, 2, 3 kid?
That's
Boom,
correct.
Commissioner wins.
Boom.
1, 2, 3 China.
Actually, he was.
She
the
also
kid
starred with Lisa Ann. Where Lisa Ann
technically
played
to
Stephanie
nerd
McMahon.
out. X-Pac, his first name was the Kid, And then when he beat Razor Ramon on Raw,
He came to 1, 2, 3.
So I see. I got it wrong.
And he's a fucking loser. All right, we won't bring him on the show ever again.
I'm sorry. I'm
right,
Matt.
Sal,
You beat. I'm
who
still
is,
with the
who won
commissioner.
this
He's the
weekend, Sal?
commissioner.
What's the final score?
Oh, Commissioner always.
I had 11. Nick had 9. Coop had 6. Matt had 7, and TJ had 3. Oh no, TJ had 4.
Oh, come on! Don't short me that 1 point, baby.
Sal wins again. The winner, Sal. Winner and still champion. I gotta fix my banner.
Congrats, sir.
Thank you.
That was a long fucking round of applause. Who the fuck gave that one?
Yeah, seriously.
Not for nothing.
Pick a hobby instead of watching fucking Peacock all day.
Did any of you guys actually lay eyes on that China porno? Because I understood why Xbox smoked crack. You need to be on drugs to be on that.
1,000.
Look at that. Stats I gal. Stats
What?
I gal.
Are you all right?
Stat guy Sal.
Rook just had a stroke.
That guy
Luke just
Sal
realized,
is
like,
now
oh shit, I never watched that.
No, maybe he
know
was
what's
having
up.
he was having memories of it. Actually,
He was watching that in Nashville.
Stat guy Sal is our 2-time champion. So
right.
let's see if he gets the throne next week. Commissioner, thank you for joining us this week.
Thank you,
Hopefully
brother.
we'll have you on again for it.
Always a pleasure.
appreciate you guys having me on anytime, man. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for joining us. We're actually going to play a clip from your show.
Nice.
So thank you for joining us. Oh, before you go, though, tell us where we could find you and your show.
Yeah, tssfantasy.com is our website. Go to YouTube, find us on there, Twitter, social, all the social media stuff, yada, yada, yada. Obviously, you can find us anywhere you listen to our podcast, and we're all with you guys as well, live on Belly Up TV. So make sure you check us out. All of our shows are new right now in the off season on Friday, and then obviously when the season starts, we're 24/7, believe it or not. So let's bring it.
Oh yeah,
nice. And you guys are a great show. We were actually on the show before, and we would love to.
Yeah, you're coming again. You guys are definitely coming again.
Everybody must have got lost.
You know who's not coming? Everybody watching that China porno.
Well, I don't know. It seemed like South might be.
Listen, if you take Viagra and you have a boner lasting more than 4 hours, just watch that. Goes right away.
All right, guys. All right. Thank you again, Matt. Cooper, thank you. We appreciate you guys coming
Thanks for
on.
having me, guys.
No problem.
Hey gang, it's Commissioner Cooper from TSS Fantasy. We are the fantasy show of the people. That means we give the people what they want. Expert fantasy advice, leading medical and legal analysis, free contests, and innovative games to keep you entertained. Watch us live with the Tiki Live app on the Belly Up Sports channel, subscribe to us on YouTube, or follow us on all social media platforms. Visit tssfantasy.com today for all the latest updates from the fantasy show of the people. We put the fun in fantasy.
Yeah!
Said the
I use
mayo.
over sour cream, yeah.
Right. That's because you have high cholesterol. Okay. If you drafted Julio Jones,
You got ghosted.
This is amazing. TSS Fantasy is like an orgasm. If I had a cigarette, I'd smoke it. I'm pumped to be here. This is the show of shows.
TSS Fantasy, the fantasy show of the people.
I was
Welcome
loving to see
back
his
to
Macho
break.
Man at the end there.
Everybody should have TJ's Macho Man at the end.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I almost bought
like
the
an
cream of the
orgasm.
crop t-shirt the other day. I seen it. I was like, oh God, I need this.
I'm trying to figure out if Matt and I happened to wear the same shirt, or he saw me wearing the shirt while he was in the waiting room
Oh, yeah, I wonder if that
and was
was
trying to twin me.
Yeah. So moving on. What was the next? What's our next topic after the?
All right, so next topic we're talking about NFL. Big, a lot of moves is made this week. Quarterback moves, right? Aaron Rodgers re-signed as opposed to resigning. Everybody said he was gone. What the hell?
Yeah, I remember he was going to Denver. That was like the most recent report was like it's most likely his landed spot's going to be Denver.
Yeah, but
And that being said,
for somebody that deep in their career, how do you leave a team that is almost a shoo-in to have a shot at the Super Bowl? You can't do it. I mean,
last year,
he's not hurting for money. You know what I mean? It's about getting another ring right now, and I don't think he could leave unless he was going to Tampa Bay to replace Tom Brady. I don't see him leaving Green Bay ever. Like, he's going to play his last game as a Packer.
We'll keep track of that because we'll see what happens now. I'm just kidding.
That being said, speaking of the Denver Broncos, they made a huge trade, I believe today, for Russell Wilson of the Seattle Seahawks, who seem to be in a rebuild.
Yeah. Quickly into a rebuild.
Do you guys think that Joe Douglas broke the Seattle Seahawks?
Yeah, I was actually just gonna say that. I think they were just so like shell shocked from getting giving up all those picks. You're getting fleeced basically for Jamal Adams, who really wanted to go into a winning team. You know, it wasn't because of money or anything. He just wanted to go to a winner, and now he's stuck in a rebuild and a losing situation. Where they're talking about DK Metcalf leaving Seattle soon too, getting traded to possibly the Jets. So maybe they're trying to get the those picks back from the Jets that they gave up.
Well, they got picks from the Broncos. They got 2 1s, 2 2s. And I want to say a 5.
Yep,
a 5, right?
And they got Drew Lock and Noah Fant back. So Noah Fant's pretty good tight end though. So I mean I guess that's good. Drew Lock is your quarterback. I'm sure they're going to draft the quarterback this round, this draft though. I mean, what else could you do here? I wouldn't be able to trust Drew Lock as being the guy at this point. So yeah, I mean that's a big move as well. And then moving from there, we have the news of Carson Wentz moving from Indianapolis back to the NFC East, back into the trash that he is, and the rest of the NFC East is. The Washington Commanders traded for him. So now he'll have the privilege of playing both the Philadelphia Eagles and the Indianapolis Colts this season. Oh, really? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
He's terrible. I think he's such a bad quarterback.
Yes, Sal said so. He said Washington fans are down bad today.
They're not happy with it. I wouldn't be happy either. You made a trade for Carson Wentz. Like, that's not the quarterback that we were expecting. If I was a Washington fan, to be getting, especially like him. Remember how I think what do they need to win one of the last 2 games in order to make the playoffs? And he was horrible both of those games.
He lost to the Jags.
Yeah, they lost to the Jags. That's right.
Once again, I would rather have Nick Foles over Carson Wentz.
Yep.
And the Eagles.
That being said, the Commanders, it could be worse. They could have Daniel Jones. So
that's true.
That's true.
That's pretty rough.
So true. And they could be talking about how signing Mitchell Trubisky while having Daniel Jones. That's pretty bad as well.
You know what? Listen, speaking about rough, okay, how about defensive end John Abraham from the Jets saying the Jets should be picking a quarterback this year in the draft?
What?
Number one, who fucking asked you? Okay. Number 2, great try to get into the media with some kind of fucking hot take that absolutely makes no sense in a draft year that the quarterbacks are fucking few and far between. And number 3, suck it. Zach Wilson's here to stay, and so is his hot ass mom.
There you go. I don't get that's a wild take to him to say.
I feel like it's one of those just fucking throw it out there and get my name back out there because everybody forgot about me for the past fucking 9 years.
Because I went to Atlanta and into obscurity.
Yeah. I don't get that. I hate that fucking I hate that hot take bullshit where if you say something ridiculous like, oh hey guys, crazy take. Ted Williams' head will be starting for the New York Yankees this year. They're unfreezing him, throwing him out, putting him at the plate, which he would still hit better than Joey Gallo. But
yeah, Joey Gallo
and Brett Gardner.
We'll get to Joey
Gallo. I hate that. I hate that shit. I hate that fucking former player hot take that makes absolutely no sense and has no credibility, but they'll still throw it out there in the media because, oh, well, he's a former player and he's a former Jet. So we'll give it a little credibility. It has no credibility.
I didn't even see that.
You didn't see that? I'll tell you right now where it was supposed to be.
It's probably on an Atlanta Falcons board.
No, dude, it was.
It's from the Onion. The Onion Sports wrote it.
Yeah.
Now that's protected by parody law.
That is.
He said it on a podcast.
So that's parody. I'm parodying the WWF.
He apparently said it on a podcast, but Jets Wire put it out there, for USA Today.
Wow.
So, I mean, still, it hit a big time newspaper in the New York area.
Awful. True. But I think that's all we've got for the NFL.
No.
Free agency starts next week.
Oh, I was gonna say we have more NFL news, not free agency news, but we have big NFL news.
What
You guys
happened?
already forget. Has something to do with what me and TJ love to do. Sports gambling.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Calvin Ridley suspended for 1 year for sports gambling like a fucking idiot. All he had to do was say, hey, bro, here's $1,500. Put in these bets for me on your phone so no one tracks it.
All he had to do was not go out of state to do it.
Well, he still did it from his own phone. Doesn't matter.
I know I got that, but they were saying the only reason he got caught is because he did it from out of state.
Oh, because he went.
It rang up on like a suspect thing.
Yeah, exactly. And then
I think while it is stupid and asinine, like really you need money that bad, or listen, maybe you just like to have the fun of it. Listen, Rook, me and you bet, especially on the PGA, for the fun of it. It makes the weekend interesting.
Yeah.
But when you're playing in fucking games, you don't need to make the weekend interesting. You're playing that weekend.
Well, he wasn't playing. He was hurt.
I'm just saying.
He was out for
personal
reasons.
Right.
Because he lost a fucking trifecta. That's why he was out all season. He lost like 16 parlays, so he was out all year.
But I like the hot takes that came immediately after with everybody who beat their wife or girlfriend or random fucking fan or paparazzi only getting 1 or 2 game suspension. And this dude's going to lose at least the season for gambling on sports.
What about Josh Gordon?
But here's the problem, though. If you gamble on sports, who holds you accountable?
The league.
If you beat your wife, who holds you accountable?
The law.
Thank you. That's the difference.
I get it, dude. I understand.
No,
but
that's ridiculous.
For like a perspective, for outside looking in, I'd rather hang out with somebody that's a degenerate gambler than somebody that beats their fucking wife.
Again, they have to protect their league. If they have players betting on games, and somebody showed like there was a lot of jokes. This
you mean like the
that.
refs in the NBA betting on fucking games that they're officiating?
Got you there.
They showed the jokes this week were all players making boneheaded plays, and then going, so how much did he put down on this game? Like Deshaun Jackson dropping balls before the end zone.
Yeah, but did he bet on his own games?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he bet on the.
No,
Falcons.
I mean while he was playing though.
No, I don't know. He got caught this year,
right?
We don't know.
He's a non-factor.
Hold on. He got caught this year, and that's not true. He's not a non-factor. You don't know what he knows. He might know Matt Ryan's wife is leaving him, and he can't focus on football today.
Oh, you mean like Nancy Pelosi selling all her JetBlue stock before they shut down the country? I'm just saying it fucking happens.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying is you can't stop that. Those people are corrupt pieces of shit that make the laws. Like
I get it, but it's
the
still
NFL for making rules to hurt the NFL. Like, come on, man.
It's still the NFL, dude. Any given Sunday, it does one.
Listen, I get it. You guys are big gambleaholics and you have problems.
It has nothing
to
do with that.
On the sport you play,
dude. When you're not playing, it doesn't fucking matter.
It does apparently because he just got suspended for a year.
It doesn't matter.
Let me ask you a question. The WWE. The WWE, give me a second, Rook. I'm sorry to interrupt you. The WWE signed you to a fucking 1-day contract. Like, hey, you're going to come to the ring, right? And we're going to have fucking Roman Reigns just like come into the crowd and punch you in the fucking face. So you get the lineup of what's going down. And in Vegas, you can bet on things like fucking WrestleMania. You're not going to use that inside information a little bit to be like, yeah, fan gets punched in the face.
No, I'm not. You know why? Because my lawyer definitely looked at my contract and said, and it probably says that I can't do that.
Yeah, but you could tell your boy TJ to make us a butt ton of money and we do it together.
Yeah, Pete Rose did the same thing. How's that working out for him?
Fucking, I don't know.
Well, that was
most hits in the fucking MLB. I think he's doing pretty well.
That was like one of the hot takes too. Is like, well, Calvin Ridley got 17 games, but Pete Rose is banned for life. It's like those are two different sports.
But to be fair, to be fair, MLB, especially back then, like it was in every locker room. Don't fucking bet on baseball. Like that was like
almost collapsed the sport.
Right. That was like a golden rule as far as the league went. So I can understand.
Pepper, no gambling.
The no pepper hurts. It does, dude. You know, it's like no stairway.
Denied.
Denied.
I know, especially when you need a little spice on your sandwich. Oh, wrong pepper.
Yep.
All right, well,
Well, moving on.
We're
on to March Madness, unfortunately. It's the worst time of year.
This is the best time of year. I put a bet on a game that was 2 p.m. and it
Bunch
lost.
of basketball games that don't fucking matter. Let's hear about Kentucky.
And all right, well, anyway, Coach K retired, and the retirement was spoiled because North Carolina destroyed Duke. You hit the wrong button.
Yeah, I got so excited. I meant to hit. They're right next to each other.
Anyway,
long clap for NC. Go Tar Heels.
Yeah, the Tar Heels ruined the retirement of Coach K. Unfortunately,
I'm just rooting against Rook.
Whatever. Anyway, so we'll see what happens at ACC tournaments this week. It's in Barclays Center. It's going on right now. I think Duke plays tomorrow. They get the winner of somebody. I don't know who. I don't remember who they're playing, but they're playing tomorrow. We have local teams here. Wagner made the NEC finals. So they're 1 game away from winning, going into the tournament, and they got blown out by Bryant University. And this is where it gets weird. I know that people are like, who gives a shit about Wagner College and the NEC final? But these are where things get weird. Right before the NEC final, the day before, Wagner was doing a shoot around at Bryant University, and the Bryant University students like confronted the Wagner players, like physically, like almost like threatening them after their shoot around. The video went viral. So after Wagner's lost, the blowout loss, they lost like by almost 30 points. It was like 70-43. It was unheard of, just absolutely disgusting basketball. But after the game, the Bryant players start getting into it with the Wagner family, like Wagner players' families. And then next thing you know, Wagner players are fighting the Bryant fans in the middle of like as the game's like as they're trying.
It was during the game. It was delayed for 30 minutes.
Oh, it was during the game? I thought it was.
Yeah, no, dude, right here. I'll tell you right now. I'll give you the exact timeline.
I thought it was after the game. Oh shit!
The game was delayed for about 30 minutes as Smithfield Police and Rhode Island State police officers walked onto the court to make sure tensions calmed.
Jesus Christ.
Footage from the fight, which erupted behind the Wagner bench, captured by ESPN, shows punches and objects being thrown by both Bryant and Wagner fans.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the brawl started with just under 5 minutes remaining in the Northeast Conference Tournament Championship between the Bryant Bulldogs and the Wagner College Seahawks.
Yeah, so it was towards the end of that game. And I mean, that game was a blowout, but like that shouldn't be happening.
No shit.
But I mean, for Bryant, it's the first time they've actually made a tournament. I don't know. I guess they were fired up and just drunk, but like you still can't act that way. Like even the day before, like threatening players or trying to confront players, it's not cool. Like I was gonna say, congratulations to Brian, your first time, but why? I mean, you guys didn't act classy afterwards. You know, you should win the same way if you lost. You shouldn't be acting like an asshole, especially to players and players' families. Like it's not right. It's not cool. You know, it's similar to how we talked about earlier in the year when fans were coming back into stadiums. There was always those stories about fans cursing at players or throwing stuff at players. Like people, listen, I know we were locked up for a long time due to the government telling us that COVID was going to kill us, but we have got to get back. We're a society here. We can't just start acting like crazy because we've
fuck that. Bring on the Mad Max shit. I love it. I'm gonna wear my assless chaps and play guitar through the desert as I fucking ride at 100 miles an hour.
It reminds me when Frank Francisco threw a chair at an A's fan, hit his wife.
Oh, I did. I remember that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Listen. She should have been smart enough. I know if it was TJ and Carissa, and TJ was giving a player a hard time, which he would never do, and got personal with him, Carissa would have slapped TJ and been like, "Stop it." That lady got hit by a chair because she didn't know how to control her husband.
That is true. So moving on to other local teams. Seton Hall, I think, plays tomorrow. St. John's played today. I don't. Sal, look up the score of a St. John's game. See if they won. Hofstra was embarrassed. They were playing one of the worst teams in the conference, and they lost by almost 20. So that sucks too. Nick's falling asleep. TJ left me.
Shoe shopping.
So a lot more tickets to be punched this week. I love March Madness. We're gonna get into it more next week.
Who's Duke playing?
What's that?
Who is Duke playing?
I'm not sure. I have Sal look it up as well.
Well, whoever they're playing, I'm rooting for them.
St. John's won so far, 92-73. They beat DePaul. So that's cool. St. John's gets to move on. I mean, their chances of winning the Big East tournament, probably unlikely, but still a local team.
I'm rooting against Duke, and I'm rooting against Hofstra.
Hofstra's already gone. I just said that.
Oh, did you? I fell asleep.
Unbelievable. So what a dick.
College basketball. A white kid's dream.
Anyway, so we have more tickets. Wright State had a big win last night. They came back to win their conference championships. And then my last point on March Madness is the Bellarmine is their first. It's the first time they were winning their conference championship, but they're only in their second year of eligibility. The transition period where they have 4 years to transition from D2 to D1. So because they won the conference, it goes to the regular season champion. So Bellarmine will not be in the tournament, even though they won the championship, because they're in this transition period. And Jacksonville State University will be going to the NCAA tournament over Bellarmine. Duke plays tomorrow Syracuse. So
let's go Cuse. The Rook versus our buddy Yaz, JJ After Dark. Let's go Cuse. Fuck Duke.
Well, that's it for March Madness, but lots of tickets. Follow along with us on Twitter because we will be discussing most of March Madness games. I'm locked into the TV at this point when it comes to March Madness. So, is TJ disappeared? Is he coming back? What happened to TJ?
He did. Moving on to real basketball.
We might as well bring Sal back and talk a little NBA.
I'll listen to this. This is stuff that matters.
No, it doesn't. It's the worst. Oh, I've had to do this disclaimer for Matt. Oh, so everyone knows why Matt showed up today. Anyway, Sal, talk to us. What's going on? The Nets are embarrassing. Knicks are embarrassing.
Well, the Nets last night had a good win against the Hornets. 132-131. Kyrie went absolutely off last night. He was great. He's been great the last 6 games. The only thing is, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but this whole vaccine thing with him is ridiculous.
I think New York is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It makes no sense. Makes no sense at all.
It makes absolutely no sense because if I'm a visiting player and I'm not vaccinated, I could play, but because he's a home player, he can't play.
I think it's becoming personal, I think, with New York and Kyrie at this point. But Woj on I think it was on NBA Today, that show on ESPN, he said that there's some optimism that he could become a full-time player at some point this season. So you hold out for some optimism. Is he playing golf?
I hope he breaks something.
It's all right. Keep going. Ignore him. We have to put this up again because this is what he does when we talk basketball.
All right. So still no Ben Simmons. Still no Ben Simmons.
You can at least mute it.
Me and TJ have to have a debate on what's worse, NBA or golf.
Oh, you're gonna lose that one.
I probably will. But we have to have a debate.
Yeah, you definitely we'll have a debate day with just you two going back and forth. Sal, I'm sorry, but your voice is gonna get drowned out over TJ's drunkenness.
I know. Yeah. So still no Ben Simmons.
When is he coming?
I have no idea. I don't think anybody knows because he's having back problems. He has to get in game shape, game ready still. So I'm hoping he's ready for the playoffs. I'm hoping he gets at least 2 weeks in before the playoffs start. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. It's so far the Nets are on the worst side of this trade.
Yeah, I would say they may have gotten fleeced as well. Matt just said this disclaimer is ridiculous. No, it's not, Matt. You love LeBron. You live for LeBron. And he destroyed the NBA.
But he agrees he's a flopper and he ruined the NBA.
He did.
Well, he's Mr. Flopper.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The NBA started. I figured I'd work on my short game.
I heard short strokes are your thing.
Did you
listen? I mean, we're talking about flops, right? You pull out the 60-degree wedge. Got to work on the flop shot.
Hey, we let you guys talk New York Rangers for quite some time. We don't interrupt that, all right?
I'm not interrupting. I'm just saying I have a fantastic little fucking chip on the green, putt in for one.
So Sal, did you see the Julius Randle trying to fight? Who was it at the Suns game?
He's trying to fight. Oh yeah, I did. What was his name? I saw that live.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I was
intern. Get us that guy's name. Oh
yeah, he's his segment. He's got to roll with it now.
And they went on to lose that game too. That was a heartbreaker.
Yeah,
for the
no
Knicks.
Devin Booker, no Chris Paul, and they still lost that game. And then they went
And
on
they
the next
still-
day. 2 days later, they played the Clippers and they blew them out. It's unbelievable.
They were up. The Knicks were up to like 20
Cameron
in that
Johnson.
game.
Cameron
That's
Johnson.
his name.
That's what it is,
There we
Cam
go.
Johnson.
I feel like he's getting into a fight every week these days.
True.
Didn't he like face palm LeBron or something like that?
I think it's something with LeBron.
And it caused like a big brawl or something something happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did something too. He's been like trying to fight everybody, including the fans. He's just
Yeah,
one
he's
angry
getting
man.
into fights
In
lately.
world peace.
Yeah, he's, angry.
yeah.
He's just one angry little man.
Yeah, so we'll see. The playoffs are coming up. You know, Miami right now is dominant in the Eastern Conference. I don't know if anybody overtakes them at this point.
So my question for you is the Celtics. They had a good game, a good win against the Nets. Or do you think they're promising for like a title here? Or
I don't know if I
playoffs?
see that. I don't. Definitely, they'll do good in the playoffs. I don't see them as a finals team. To be honest, I mean, everybody keeps saying the Nets are going to make it, and I'm just not seeing it until Ben Simmons comes.
Yeah,
I
don't
see
think
them
Ben Simmons.
the playoffs in basketball.
True.
It's
True.
true. I don't think the Nets are making it. The Knicks aren't.
The Nets will make the play-in. They'll make the play-in because they're in 8th right now. They're in the 8th in the Eastern Conference. They just have to play games like they did last night against the Hornets because last night they did really good. And with Kyrie dropping 50, that was impressive. So we need Ben Simmons back, or we need Ben Simmons to debut at least.
You don't need it back. You just need to show up.
Yeah, we need him to start playing games here. So we'll see
Yeah.
what happens. Once he comes back, they should go on a run.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully. I'm a Knicks fan. We're already done. I don't even care anymore. I'm moving on to the next year. I'm on to the draft like I usually am when it comes to being a Knicks fan.
Well, they've been doing good. They've been doing good the last few games. The Knicks. I think they won tonight. I think.
I don't trust them.
No, I don't blame you. No, especially after the game with the Suns when they were up by 20 and then lost in like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was a really bad loss. But
They're winning right now.
are they?
Yeah, I thought they were winning right now.
They're up 99 to like 75
All right.
against the
Well,
Mavs.
since we have Sal here, we might as well move on to everyone's favorite TikTok sensation. Hashtag does Gen Z know? Nick, cue the music.
No, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Sitting here sleeping.
I got you
Absolutely.
because you were laying back. TJ's looking down.
I didn't
We are
need.
trying to
You
run
were
a
talking
show
about
here.
basketball. It's like basketball in New York is dead. So it's like
Not wrong.
He's not wrong. But we
it hurts
we
to
cover
say,
all the sports. We don't
but it is
just
true.
do. That's all we talked about the Heat and the Celtics briefly. For like 2 seconds.
Good teams.
Good
teams that are gonna go far.
Here we go. There it is. Does Gen Z know? Yeah. Does Gen Z know? That's the theme song. All right, Nick, you want to go with your question first?
No, I forgot what my question is.
Do you want me to just do it for you then?
Yeah, go ahead. Do it for me.
All right. So this is a duo, hip hop duo, that had such hits as Bombs Over Baghdad, Rosa Parks. What was the other one, Nick? We had
Miss Jackson.
Miss Jackson.
Roses.
And Roses. No more. We're not giving any more hints. Who is
Hip hop
that?
duo? Why do I want to say Salt and Pepper? That's totally wrong, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's so wrong.
He's good
That hurts so
WWE
bad.
and WWF trivia, but not at 90s pop
That's,
culture
that's
reference.
even not, that's barely 90s too.
Yeah, it's not even nice. It's 2000s. Listen, all right.
I mean,
so
no,
I'll
their
give you
first
one
album
more
came
hint.
out like 98.
I'll give you one more hit because this is probably
Yeah,
the
give
most
me
popular
an-
song. Is Hey Ya?
Hey, yeah.
Yeah,
Sal, you ever shake it like a Polaroid picture?
picture. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. What's the name of them though?
He's getting there. He's getting there. Don't Google it. Look at him. He's typing.
No, I have my pen in my hand.
Oh yeah. Likely story.
Introducing, trying out his new name, Coffee Black.
I got no idea. What? No.
Outcast.
Little Andre
Never heard
3000.
Andre
probably-
3000, a big boy.
If you played a few songs, I probably would know them, but I wouldn't know that they sang it.
We'll play a few later because we play on here. We're gonna get blocked on YouTube again. So.
True.
So we'll be able to do it. But the reason why I brought this up is there was a TikTok video recently of Gen Zer saying, yeah.
Oh, I know
Shut
that.
it off, and forget cut off.
Listen, there's
Anyway.
a time limit, man. You can't do 30 seconds. You can do 10.
You know, so the Gen Zer said bands who only had one hit and dipped, and then he played that song, and me and Nick were like, "What?
One hit?
I'm like, one hit? He had so many hits.
Sorry, Mr. Jackson.
He had a double album.
For real.
Yeah, I
He had
know
an awesome
those two
double
songs.
album. That-
Roses really smell like poo poo. Ooh.
Yeah. Outkast deserves much more respect than just a
100%.
one-hit wonder.
Bombs over Baghdad.
Crazy. Yeah, Bombs Over Baghdad was awesome. That's a good one. But moving on.
All right,
DJ,
for one.
do you have another question or no? I was sure we go to one
You
this
know
week.
what? I'll save one to the end.
He
Okay.
always gets like some inspiration, like 2/3.
Yeah. You know what? It takes a little bit. I like to have a good one.
And then we're like, we're done. And he's like, no. I got
Hold
one.
on.
All right,
slow.
so Sal, we have the audio clip here.
Okay.
Theme song from the 90s. Ready? Only 10 seconds here. Nick, give me a like that.
Yeah.
All right. Guess that TV show. This is a tough one because I actually didn't know this was the theme song to this show, but
Give me a
It's
hint.
very short.
Give me some hints. I'm gonna need hints on this one.
Here's a hint. In the opening, she's standing in front of a mirror changing her clothes.
it is true. She is doing that.
Ah,
Oh, they rebooted the show recently on Netflix.
They did, but it's a darker version of it. It's not
Very
like as funny.
Like Bel Air.
Yeah, oh yeah, like the Bel Air one.
John a blank.
Do you have like? I wanted to. Oh, Knicks won by 30. Look at that. I just saw the.
Wow.
Go Knicks. I mean, they will
There
make
we
the
go,
playoffs.
Knicks.
Thanks.
All right, so you give up. You don't want to even. You don't
I
want
have
to hint
no
or anything?
idea. I'm gonna be
All right.
totally wrong.
Here it
We're gonna
is.
show you. Here it is. So I like that because I think it's funny the opening because it's like she dresses like her aunts.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, she changes into what the aunts dress like. So
I
Sabrina
don't
the
think I've
Teenage
ever
Witch, do you
seen
know
that.
that show?
No, I've
Melissa
never
Joan Hart? What?
seen it.
Do you know who Melissa
No.
Joan Hart is?
I've heard of her.
How dare you?
More of a heard of her. Like it's like Outcast. You guys just you're disrespecting
Breaking my
90s
heart.
greats.
She was on
Melissa
Melissa
Joan Hart Outcast.
What else was she on?
Clarissa
Joan
Explains It
Hart.
All.
Yeah, Clarissa explains it all.
Oh my
Joey and
god.
Melissa, or Melissa and Joey. I can't remember the name. It was one of the
Yeah,
two.
that was later on. Melissa and Joey was like in the 2000s.
She was also on.
Drive me crazy.
Is that the name of the movie where she's like ugly, but
Yeah, you drive me crazy. Yeah, she was in that one.
Drive me crazy with what's his face from
Adrian
Entourage.
Grenier from
yeah.
Entourage.
Entourage? Yeah, where she's ugly and like she's a reporter or something.
No,
No, that's not that
she's
one.
not ugly.
Oh, I
You're thinking
I
about
thought
she's
like,
all that.
No, it was like where she goes undercover as an ugly girl. I could have sworn.
I don't think that's a movie.
That's not Drive Me Crazy. That's for sure.
I don't think that's a real movie.
What's driving me crazy then?
Where they decide to be prom king, prom queen, their neighbors or whatever, and they fucking he's like an outcast and she's like a goody two shoes and
It's
whatever.
like the opposite of what do you call it? Isn't it the opposite of like she's all that?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But it ends really like sick, where essentially they find out that their parents are dating and getting married, so they're going to be stepbrother and stepsister, and they're like, yes, we're still going to fuck.
Ugh. every porno ever.
Oh, she's in Can't Hardly Wait. She's the yearbook girl. Like, these are memories.
Yes.
That's why I'm like, she's
right.
ugly in some movie.
Right. She is in that one.
She's like braces.
Right.
And she's like, these are memories,
nerd.
people.
No,
Well, that's it for Does Gen Z Know? Unless TJ has a question.
I do.
Oh,
I do. This is gonna be a visual one, so it's gonna be tough, for the Spotify audience and whatnot. But Sal, what
Yes.
popular dance from the '90s am I doing?
it's so bad. I'll do the beat behind it. Dun, 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 dun. That sounds like Kurt Angle's.
Macarena?
There we go.
Wow.
All right.
Well done.
Hey, Macarena.
It was terrible dancing too. So like, I think you did that was great.
Fuck you, dude.
Horrible music
I'm
goes to
white.
horrible dancing. If anyone
All right, I
visually
had a bad week
Spotify
this
or,
week.
or Apple Podcast, that was horrible. We
Dude,
apologize for that segment.
suck it. Let's
We are
see you
sorry.
break something out yourself, Rook.
What do you
And
want?
not your dick. We know you already watched like 3 pornos in a row.
Unbelievable. All right, moving on to the MLB lockout. Sal, I know you've been following this on the
All
Belly Up
day.
Baseball social media account. So we'll
I've
get to
been
you.
following it on. Yep.
We'll leave you here, but let me just give a quick update. They're still locked out.
Yeah.
It's basically the only update we really have. Besides,
From when I-
all
Oh,
the-
The last-
no, there is an update. Time out. There is an update.
go ahead.
So, Rook, is it not true that before the lockout, everything the players were asking for, the MLB essentially conceded and gave them, yet they still don't have a deal?
So yes, we talked about this before, TJ. So what was it? John Passan? Joe Passan? John Passan.
Jeff Passan.
Jeff Passan.
Hmm.
He's that important to me. He actually put a tweet out in January that was like, here are what the players looking for. And he basically nailed it exactly what the MLB owners had actually offered them over a week ago, and they denied all of that. So he's like, this is what they would roughly be a very good deal. This is what his tweet said. A very good deal for the players would be, the raise of the cap to like 220 or whatever it is. And what was the other thing too? It was basically everything the MLB owners gave them. And
Minimums
then
too.
the minimums were up, and the minimums he put were lower than what the owners actually gave. He put like 630. They end up giving like 700 for the minimum salary. So the players are actually getting what Jeff Passan had said
Perceived as what they would want.
What they would want, and now we're still in a lockout. So
Yeah, it seems like the players now are getting a little greedy and trying to fleece the owners.
well, now they have the international draft that popped up.
That popped out of nowhere. I don't
And
know where
that's
that
like,
came
when
from.
how did this become an issue?
So Max Scherzer,
Yeah, he just
says-
recently tweeted something right now.
yeah, he said that's bullshit.
Yeah, I know he does. But
Basically, Max Scherzer came out and said the reporters are saying that's now. He goes, I was in Florida. Excuse me. I was in Florida. We never offered the international draft. We did discuss it, but MLB told us they were not going to offer anything for it. At that point, we informed all the players and agreed to no draft. He said this is MLB muddying the waters and deflecting blame. Fans, please hang in there with us.
see, here's
So
my
now,
problem.
now,
I'm
now
not
they're
hanging
just
in there
sitting
with
there
these.
going. Now they're sitting there going. So what do you think about XYZ? Oh, it is what it is. Okay, cool. And then it's not a part of negotiations. We're not negotiating about that. I just wanted to know what you thought about it. And then going out to the media going, so yeah, they refused to negotiate about the international draft.
I get it, but not for nothing, the owners have the ball in their court. They're showing exactly what they're offering to the players, and they're giving them a whole lot. And during this shit economy, during coming off of shitty COVID bullshit years, you want us to feel bad for you? We don't. You're getting fucking a lot right now.
They got robbed for the 20 years prior to COVID.
Well, sucks to be them. Sucks to be their fucking players association
their
going
fault.
into that.
And then,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they have a union.
I don't give a fuck about them because I already said that if Brett Gardner is even a consideration for the Yankees, I'm not watching anyway.
Well, here's my problem. Here's my real problem.
Nick.
Wait, Nick, here's my actual problem is that you have the players come out being like, well, everything the owners said was bullshit. Then you have the owners come out and say everything the players say is bullshit.
I
So
don't
to
know who to
us as
believe.
fans, we don't fucking know anything. And it's absolutely ridiculous. All we know is we're not getting baseball. I'm getting annoyed. The opening day is now delayed to April 14th. They canceled 2 weeks of the season now, 2 full weeks of the season, and we still don't have baseball. So I don't really give a shit what either of them have to say because to me, baseball's dead right now. That's it.
But honestly, I couldn't give a fuck less that the season is now delayed. I couldn't care less.
Doesn't bother me either.
I will tell you this right now.
Right
Based
now
on last season, I never turned off more baseball games in my life. I would watch the game. It would be like, oh, cool. 8 guys struck out in a row. Turn it off. Shit. Trash.
I mean, that 8
guys struck out in a row and the other 6 hit into the shift. Yeah, it's off.
Yeah. That's one of the things. They banned the shift, which we were making fun of Joey Gallo because he was one of the guys who were like, I think he hits into the shift 95% of the time. But I'm like, if you got to hit the ball in order for it to go into a shift or for you to even get a hit, like striking out every other at bat for Joey Gallo doesn't mean you're going to be better now because the shift gone.
That's true.
Know?
Nothing from the outside looking in. This literally looks like the players are acting like Latrell Sprewell, like, oh, $21 million. I got to feed my family. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, essentially, it's, dude, you've gotten them to make a lot of concessions. They're not giving up fucking everything.
No.
Fuck the owners. Let them give up everything.
No, bullshit, bro, because the players right now are saying fuck the fans.
About how they don't have money, all right? The fucking Steinbrenners bought the Yankees for like $1.2 million. It's worth $6 billion right now. They ain't
investing.
Poor.
Yeah, it's called investing. They made a good investment.
They ain't fucking poor. They ain't poor. I'm a fan. I don't want to hear that Hal Steinbrenner doesn't have the money to sign Carlos Correa, Aaron Judge, and everybody else on the fucking planet. He has the fucking money. He just doesn't want to. Steve Cohen's doing it right now.
Yeah, but you're fucking biased against people that have money, essentially.
I'm not, because Steve Cohen's doing it right now. He'll buy everybody if he needs to, because he doesn't give a
brand
fuck.
new owner. He wants to win forever.
Because he wants to win. He wants to win like George wanted to win. That's it. I want to know that wants to win.
You know what? When fucking the Steinbrenners get involved in a Ponzi scheme and make a shit ton of money off of it, and then try to deflect that they weren't involved, and also get banned off the fucking stock market with all their fucking companies, you come talk to me, because right now that guy's using stolen money to buy these fucking players. So why don't you learn how economy works and business works and fucking stolen money works before you want to throw other people's money around?
Also, I will like to say is that that
was the Will Ponds that got caught in a Ponzi scheme, by the way.
Wrong. Steve Cohen literally got banned and his companies were banned.
Sorry,
no. Excuse me. I'll go back to chip and bowls.
The competitive balance tax is like the only thing I don't get why the owners are so against it. Like, I guess if you raise it, there's no minimum. They don't have to spend that money to that threshold. Like, if anything, it helps people who are like the Yankees who are afraid to spend over it because they don't want to give money back.
They don't want to look. A salary cap was invented so that they could argue why they shouldn't have to spend money. That's what it comes down to. If they raise the CBT right now, right, then the Yankees can't sit there and pretend that they're poor.
No, I get that, but
they don't want to raise it.
But there's no minimums either, though.
I get that, but I'm saying is the rich teams. You're right, but the rich teams won't be able to justify not spending the money.
Yeah, because they can't say we don't want to do luxury tax. We don't want to do
they can't. So the Yankees right now, if they raise the CBT right now, and the Yankees can't sit there and go, well, we can't afford Judge and Correa.
But how is that good for baseball? How is that good for baseball when you have the Dodgers, the Red Sox, and the fucking Yankees essentially getting told that they're buying players again because they have the ability to spend that money?
Yeah, it's going to happen again.
How is that good for baseball?
Every team has, look, the poor teams aren't even anywhere close to it. Aren't even close.
They aren't close to it. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
We have some guys. Max Scherzer's making more than the entire Angels and A's. I'm sorry, not the Angels. The A's and the Rays organizations put together. Max Scherzer's making more than them this year.
Yeah, right. Under the current contract, correct? So why would the fuck would they want to raise it so you can create a bidding war against 4 fucking teams in the league? How is that fair for the rest of the fucking league? And how is that fair for those 4 teams spending that money?
The players should fight more for minimum salary then. Like,
isn't that their argument? Isn't their argument we're doing this for the people coming up now? Apparently they're not. Because
they did, and the owners told them to go fuck their moms.
No, they didn't. I'm pretty sure they raised the fucking minimum
$10,000 raise. They said, here's a $10,000 raise.
No, or 100, but okay.
I just want to talk about real quick. TJ mentioned inflation last week, right? Real quick, A-Rod signed a $250 million contract in 2000 for 10 years. Today, that contract is worth $400 million for 10 years. There is nobody in Major League Baseball with a 10-year contract for $400 million. So they are not keeping up with inflation at all.
Nobody's keeping up with inflation.
There's going to be.
No one's keeping up with inflation.
Shout out to the gas.
Yeah, I say it every time when I fucking give a thumbs up to the fucking dude that put up the Joe Biden "I did that" sticker, because that's the only person at the gas pump that fucking I appreciate. Fact. No one's keeping up with inflation, dude. Do you notice that fucking the normal Joe jobs are now down right now? No one's doing fucking any type of construction on their houses right now because wood, we're talking about wood, has gone up like fucking 20-something%. Okay.
Yeah, my wood just went up 60%.
Dude, you're not gonna fucking sit there and cry poverty when they raised $100,000 almost for the league minimum. And you want to say, oh, $10,000. It's not fucking $10,000, dude. $100,000 is a big difference. You're talking about double the amount, okay, a raise of double the amount what the national household fucking income is.
Again, you're talking about, you're sitting here saying, oh, these millionaires shouldn't be bitching. Well, these billionaires shouldn't be bitching. What's the difference? You're a union guy. You should be for the worker, not for the fucking boss.
Oh, yeah, they're really working hard. Let me tell you, when you got a fucking...
Either way, it's the same deal. They'd be getting fucked they'd be getting fucked like cheap whores, even worse if they didn't have a union.
Uh-huh. You got the Dark Knight, the fucking Dark Knight out there fucking trying to peddle drugs out there. Okay, but yeah, we should feel bad for them. They got it fucking rough. They're working hard for their money. Get the fuck out of here.
Because Hal Steinbrenner grew up poor. Fuck him.
Doesn't matter, bro. That's the hand he was dealt.
Again, we don't have owners like his dad that wanted to win, and that's a problem. They just want to make money. I want an owner that wants to win.
Nick, more of the problem is owners who don't spend. Like, that's more of a problem for the
because they don't care about winning. They run their business like a business, not like
to make money. Correct, to make money.
I want an owner that wants to win.
Okay, so boycott fucking going to MLB games.
I don't have to.
I am.
The players are doing it right now.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're essentially holding out. They're essentially holding out and saying "fuck you" to me, Rook, and Stout. I don't feel bad for the players, bro.
I don't feel bad at all.
The only people who lose are the fans. People like us who like watching baseball.
But you don't feel bad for the owners. The only person making concessions is the fucking owners. What is the MLB? What are the players giving up?
They gave
nothing.
Up more playoffs. They gave up a DH. They gave up ban in the shift.
Wait a second, dude. Giving up a fucking DH like that's totally a loss. Like that's a loss.
It's sarcastic, TJ. I just wanted to get
so you can have people fucking play half the game and still get paid fucking $10 million for the year. The fuck out of here. Yeah, that's a loss.
Incredible for the players. That's
absolutely the only side making concessions right now is the fucking owners. I don't feel bad for the players. They're sitting there on their high horse, like, nope, this is what we need to do. They're trying to monopolize.
You realize that the owners didn't make concessions for the last like 50 years, right?
Well, when was the last lockout? 94?
94.
Yeah, they made like 2 concessions that year. That was it.
Okay.
And it wasn't a lockout. They went on strike.
Okay, but you're comparing something from fucking almost 30 years ago to now. As if that stands the test of time. If I compared my contract, if I would have got on the job 30 years ago to today, everybody that got on that retired 30 years ago would be like, dude, go fuck yourself. You're making that kind of money right now?
Hold on. But again, how much is a gallon of gas now compared to 30 years ago?
Dude, do you think any one of these fucking players is worried about a gallon of gas?
Everybody that retired 30 years ago owns a house in New York.
It's true.
The only fucking side making concessions is the owners right now, and it's not enough.
Shit. They didn't make any concessions forever. Players only became free agents in 1974. Like,
you fucking act, dude. You act like the players of Mahatma Gandhi on a hunger strike.
No, I don't. I just know that the owners are the devil incarnate.
They're not.
They absolutely are. They're all scumbag pieces of shit. They didn't become owners of Major League Baseball teams by being good guys.
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't for their business side of it, these guys wouldn't be making shit right now. They'd be fucking pumping gas in the offseason. So it's time to fucking bend the knee. Okay?
It looks like the owners are bending the knee.
No, they're not. They're not going to. Dude, I hope they bring in scabs.
Season and they're going to spend millions of dollars on nothing.
Nothing would make.
And the ones that own stadiums, God bless them. They'll make even less money.
Yeah. I hope a scab. I hope scab teams come in.
Going to end. What's your prediction for when this is going to end? Then
June.
I hope it goes the whole season. I don't fucking.
I think it's going to be June.
You're not going to see anything happen until fucking June, where these players realizing, like, holy fucking shit, my $40 million mansion needs that mortgage needs to be paid this year.
Yeah.
So it's time to fucking make some money.
So considering the fact that most of these owners are now strictly baseball owners, they don't have other income.
They're not losing money.
They are. Why not?
No, they're not.
They own property that they're not doing anything with.
They're not losing money.
And they still have to pay insurance on everything.
Okay, that's great. And then next season,
except for the conniving teams that brokered deals with states so that they could get subsidies.
Okay, and then next season they raise the fucking cost of beer and hot dogs $1 a piece,
and
there goes the money they lost. There it goes, because we both know that you're going to still buy a fucking beer, whether it's $6 or $12.
Guys, stop it. Sports doesn't make money off of fucking people going to the game.
It's all
make money on TV.
It's all
you make money on TV.
Yeah. No, he's right.
Yeah, and those contracts have been paid already.
It's true.
Dude, the only people that are paying the price right now is the fans. And the only side of this that's keeping this going is the fucking players. So
the owners are the ones who decided to show up in February to have the discussion.
And then concede a whole bunch of shit and give them what they were asking for.
Explain to me why they showed up in February instead of in November.
Because they wait till the last minute.
Because they wanted to do this shit this way. That's why. Because of people like you.
Yep, people like me.
Well, I think we
who don't feel bad for millionaires. You're right.
I
don't feel bad for billionaires.
All right, so we're going to move on to because we're running along a little bit. But we're moving on to the last topic we have here, the PGA picks. So, Sal, thanks for joining us again. We'll see you later for
of course.
Next installment of Does Gen Z Know?
Sounds good.
Sal, take care. All right. Nick, this is your favorite subject, golf gambling picks.
Yeah. Let's side with the guy who hates fucking gambling and golf and everything fun in the world.
Things that require integrity is what I enjoy. You're right. Honor and integrity are very important to me.
What golf?
Scumbaggery is very low on my list of things.
Golf is 100% an integrity-based sport.
All right.
You know, like when you duff 4 out of bounds and I say, hey, Nick, just drop your ball next to me and play it, as your second shot.
Yeah, but I don't. I still say I fucking hit 10 because I can't go further than 10. I'll go every hole and be like, yeah, I hit 10. I don't give a fuck.
That's not true.
Fucking lose the ball? Great.
That you can go further than 10, actually, but it's okay.
I don't know. My app only lets me go to 10. It says max. It automatically goes 10.
Yeah.
So my handicap
Google Pixel
72.
You have a Google Pixel, fucking China-based software.
So we're talking about our picks last week. So one of my prop bets was Scheffler. Hovland would be better than Scheffler. They were 1-2 though. They were 1-2. It was close.
Yeah, dude. I came close with my pick. I picked Victor Hovland.
Yeah.
I came close to cashing a check, and it didn't happen. But as a fan of golf, as a fan of the PGA, I fucking love it when players are bitching about course conditions. Okay, you're sitting there watching on TV the most pristine fucking course. The greens with not even a fucking grain of sand on it. Okay, the fairways with bare minimum divots until they get there, right? Yeah. And they're bitching about the conditions because it's too fucking hard. Well, welcome back to Earth, Superman.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. I don't know why I love it, and it's not that I don't love people going low, but when you can bring everybody back down to Earth a little bit, and make it course hard enough to where a fucking guy that's driving the ball 330 yards on average and hitting fairways, all right, can't handle making par, that it's too far of a reach. I love it. Okay.
I love that it was a 5 under to win.
Yeah, 5 under to win. 5 under to win. And you know what? While I'm sad that Victor Hovland didn't win and I couldn't cash that check, I'm 100% okay with it because you got a great tournament. You got the Arnold Palmer Invitational living up to exactly what it was billed to be.
Yeah.
It was a great tournament. Great fucking tournament. Hard conditions. It was like a U.S. Open type scoring. I love it.
Yeah, it really was like a U.S. Open. So my other pick was Christian, the guy from South Africa. I can't say his last name. He finally got a top 20. Finally got in there. And then Matt.
Did you lose your what was I thought it was oh no, Kirk was last week, right?
No, Kirk was this week. I missed that.
It was. You missed that one because he made the cut.
Yeah, he made the cut. But Matt Fitzpatrick, I had him, I think, on top 10 or top 20 last week, and he actually finished tied 9th. So that was that's another good one there. So I'll take it 2 for 2.
Fucking A.
Take it. What about you?
Why
Do you
not?
remember your picks from last week? I don't remember. I know you had Rory McIlroy, right?
I had more Rory McIlroy, I believe, making a top
10.
Top 5 or top 10. I think I had Will Zalatoris making top 5. I lost out on the Will Zalatoris bet. Rory was there and then fell off. And then, my money bet was the Victor Hovland win.
Yeah.
And I came close, but no cigar.
Yeah, and Rory McIlroy, I think he was he was in top 20, but I don't think you were betting him for top 20.
No.
But we move on to this week, the Players Championship, TPC Sawgrass in Ponte Vedra, Florida, my former hometown, Jacksonville, right down the road. The stadium course with the iconic hole number 17, the par 3 there, the island green.
Island Green, baby.
Beautiful course. Just looking at it. I mean, whenever you watch, it's like one of those tournaments you don't want to miss. But starting with these guys, I mean, I'll get started here. So the favorite right now, Rahm, is plus 1,100. The second favorite is Colin Morikawa, who is at plus 1,300. So I like Colin in this one. That's going to be my pick to win. Top 5 finishes in all 3 of his U.S. Starts this year. 12th in driving accuracy, 4th in shots gained on approach, and 4th in putting. So I think this might be the week that he, cracks through, gets a nice win here. I would bet him top 10 is plus 140, top 5 plus 280. So it's some pretty good odds there. That's gonna be my pick to win. So who do you got to who are you picking to win?
So I love the players, and right now you got 47 of the top 50 going off. This is one of the deepest fields in golf as far as the tournament goes. Nobody really misses this. So I went with the Colin Morikawa pick as well as my winner. I think that it's a safe play to just go down the top list, and Jon Rahm still being world number 1. He's not playing lights out golf like we saw him last year. I'm going to go to the next guy in Colin Morikawa. I think this course fits his game. I think he's going to be pumped up for it. And you can't discard the fact that he's world number 2 and Rahm's not having this start of the season that he wants to have. So I think Colin Morikawa is a pretty damn good bet.
Yeah, I agree. Stay with the hot hand, right? At this point.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you have 2019 Rory McIlroy won. 2020 they didn't play. 2021 Justin Thomas won. Right now, let me pull up the FanDuel. Give me 1 second. So you got Colin Morikawa going off at 13-1 plus 1,300.
Yeah.
Justin Thomas plus 1,500. Rory McIlroy plus 1,900. I think I'm gonna probably bet I like Daniel Berger to make a top 10 here.
That's a good. I saw that somewhere else. They said they like Daniel Berger as well.
I like Daniel Berger to make a top 10. I think he's going to step it up. I think he's going to be in the mix. Yeah. And then I don't think you can go wrong with either a Rory McIlroy bet, Victor Hovland, or Patrick Cantlay bet to be in either your top 5 or top 10 picks. I think these guys are going to show up. I think Patrick Cantlay is having a season and a half. I think he's going to step his game up going into this week. And I was pleasantly surprised with Rory's play, through 2 rounds at the Arnold Palmer. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Rory win here and get that, reemergence that we're looking to see, because he is one of the best ball strikers in the game today. It's just his fairway accuracy is a little off. He said it himself. I believe it was at the end of last season, saying that he was, kind of got caught up with everybody else, going for the distance, going for the ball speed, and not really for the accuracy, and trying to just get the ball down there. But it seems like he's trying to dial it back a little bit. His game plan has changed. He's talked about, he can crank the ball out 127 mile an hour, swing speed, but he normally plays at about a 120, 122 swing speed for the accuracy. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Rory McIlroy up there. So, I mean, on my FanDuel picks, I'm going to go with Morikawa with the win. But I'm going to play with the, Patrick Cantlay. I'm going to play with the Rory McIlroy picks and the Daniel Berger to be in the mix for top 10 and top 5.
Yeah, it's fun. So I actually did use FanDuel this time when I came up with the odds. I know you always check me on the odds, but I do always do FanDuel for golf. I don't do FanDuel for like any other sport.
Listen, the cash out option is just amazing because especially if you have one of these, last day going into Sunday morning and your guy is up by 2 or 3 strokes, you're cashing out about 60-65% of the win.
Mm-hmm.
And you took the risk at the beginning and you get paid off for it. So it's always nice to have the cash out option, especially when, these odds for the top 5 guys are a little low. It's not as big as the Arnold Palmer was last week.
Yeah.
But still, if you're going to tell me if I bet $100 on Colin Morikawa to win $1,300, but you're going to give me $700 going into Sunday because he's up by 2, I'll take it.
Yeah, definitely. And that happened to me on Daniel Berger when he fell apart at the Honda on the Sunday. So I do like Daniel Berger as a pick. Florida-born guy. He went to Florida State University. He fell apart. He had a really good tournament at the Honda, and then he fell apart on that Sunday. But that's when. So my other guy, speaking of hot hands, is Matt Fitzpatrick. 3 straight top 10 finishes. He missed the Genesis Open. Or just Genesis Invitational. I don't know why I keep saying Genesis Open. Genesis Invitational. So he's second in shots gained behind Morikawa, 7th tee to green, and 4th in putting. He finished top 9 here last year. So for him to win is 3,600 plus 3,600. Top 10 is plus 450, and a prop bet here is going to be him to be a first round leader plus 5,000. It's a tough one, but plus 5,000 for him. But he's been playing really hot lately, and I think it might be
didn't last week? Didn't he lead? Didn't he lead the greens in regulation? Wasn't he number 1 in greens in regulation for the Arnold Palmer?
I don't have the stats for that. I didn't look it up for.
He was up there.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. He had a really good. Like I said, he finished. I think he finished 9th. Yeah, he finished 9th there. He's been playing really well at every course that he's playing so far in the U.S. So I think sticking with hot hands, I'm okay with betting Matt Fitzpatrick. And then I'm just gonna throw a random one out there. I have no stats to back it up, but I'm also gonna take Cam Smith to win plus 3,600 just because I don't know. Cam Smith sounds like a random person I could go with. Just
the one thing
winner out there
I like about FanDuel is the prop bets are great. The 17th hole, which is what everybody watches, and no hole in one minus 270. Obviously, as the week progresses, that whole location
changes
and starts coming a little to the front edge of it, and it becomes harder and harder to get even within 15 feet of it.
Yeah.
So if you don't see a hole in one round 1 or 2, it's almost like a lock. But laying the minus 270 is kind of rough, but it's almost like a shoo-in. But I mean, 1 hole in one plus 230, 1 hole in one on 17 with rounds 1 or 2 is plus 500. Which, in my opinion, the only time that's going to happen is probably going to be rounds 1 or 2.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Listen, if you're going for the long shot, you're throwing one up at the buzzer. The plus 500 isn't terrible. Throw $25 on it, make a little bit of cash. If somebody gets lucky and holds out, and you're talking about the deepest field in the PGA so far this season, it could happen.
It could happen. I mean, we saw a couple of hole in ones at 16 at the Waste Management. So I mean, it could happen.
What was it? Max Homa hold out this past week at the Arnold Palmer.
Oh, did I miss that one?
Yeah. Dude, epic. So I mean, it happens.
I might put some money on that right now.
Yeah, dude. Listen, I'll take a plus 500 for a hole out in rounds 1 or 2. I'm not throwing big money out there, but a $20 bet, no big deal.
Worth it. It's worth it.
It's for a little fun.
Yeah, and FanDuel does have a lot of cool props like tournament matchups, group matchups for round 1. So there's a lot of fun to be have out there if you're going to be watching all weekend long. And then even every round there's going to be different bets to make. Whether you could still probably bet top 10s, top 20s, stuff like that. I think DraftKings right now is doing 17% boost on any of your bets for each day of the tournament. So check that out as well. As for PGA, I think that's it for picks, right? You have anything else, TJ, or any more props?
Not for me. Does Nick want to get involved at all, or is he still mad?
I'm wondering if are there any updates to what Phil Mickelson said with regard to the Saudi?
So Phil Mickelson is essentially losing all his sponsors, and
that's right.
It's just they're just coming off, and I mean, I understand it, but I'm not into cancel culture. We as fans, we want players to be candid, and the guy was candid and is now paying the price for it. So, I mean, as much as the media wanted to shit on Marshawn Lynch for just running with the, I'm just here because I have to be line, essentially, or I just don't want to get fined or whatever it was.
It's the safest thing to do.
It's the safest thing to do. Like, the guy is candid. He says exactly how he feels. Whether it's right or wrong, that's not for me and you to judge, because it's fucking how he feels. He's giving you his opinion, and now he's paying the price for it. And you got a lot of people around the PGA Tour talking about, will he be allowed to play? Will the PGA come down and levy a suspension against the guy? And how is that good for the game? How is that good for the sport? How is that good for golf? I mean,
to keep somebody out for words that weren't necessarily offensive, just something that people can't agree on.
Right. When you already found out that the PGA essentially was trying to tell players, if you go play the Saudi League, it doesn't matter if you play one match or fucking 5. Don't think you're coming back to play in the PGA.
So you're trying to reminds me of Prefontaine. I actually watched that movie, and basically he was fighting for the same thing, that like if the governing body of racing, like running, sprinting, whatever you want to call it, didn't like bless off on an event, they were banned from ever competing ever again. And he's like, I just want to have like an exhibition against this other country because they beat me in the Olympics, and I don't want to have to wait 4 years to see them again. Right. And they're like, well, we don't care. If you run against them, you're banned for life.
Listen, there's a reason why in this country there's, monopoly rules. And essentially the PGA is running a monopoly on golf.
Those rules don't apply to sports.
I understand that, but it's still the same thing. It's still
I agree with you. I agree 100%. But for whatever reason,
listen, I understand the money the PGA has brought in, the money people like Phil Mickelson has made off the PGA. You could sit there and say that, who's Phil Mickelson to talk? He's richer than rich off the PGA and all the efforts they made. But at the same time, you want a guy to speak candidly, and he does, and he's going to be penalized for it. And now you have the cancel culture around it. But what did he really say? Nothing terrible. Essentially spoke
from what I understood, he didn't say anything awful. It was just kind of like playing both sides of the coin, seeing both sides.
Essentially, he was saying that, my intention was to play the fucking Saudi League against the PGA to get us more rights to our content. The fact that he's still pissed that he had to pay the PGA Tour to have the match, which we all enjoyed watching. I know I enjoyed watching all those matches. You got to pay to be able to play in the match.
Sounds like maybe they need a union.
Listen,
he walked right into that one, bro.
I know Nick was smirking at something like that. It had honestly no, because you have players sitting there siding with the PGA, trying to shit on Phil Mickelson, and most of the time it's players that didn't have yet to make the money that Phil Mickelson, and probably will never make the money Phil Mickelson has made. But Phil Mickelson made that on his own merit. I mean,
that's because those players are bootlicking. Let's be honest; those players are hoping to take Phil Mickelson's place.
Right. They're siding on the fucking easy street. Let me not say anything fucking wrong, because it's already been shown that you get punished for speaking candidly. You get punished for saying your opinion, whether it's popular or not. Okay, Phil Mickelson got shit on for giving his opinion that I'm going to move from California and move my brand from California because I'm sick of paying fucking 38% tax on everything I win. California didn't help me fucking win these matches. It's my hard work, blood, sweat, and tears that goes into winning. Why am I giving 38% away to California? And he got attacked for that. No one fucking likes to pay taxes. The worst thing that Phil Mickelson said was he played into the fact that essentially what we all think about Saudi Arabia, that they killed that reporter Khashoggi. And does he really want to take that money because it's blood money? But on the same side of the coin, it'd be good to have something to leverage against the PGA Tour. So he says common sense fucking statements and everybody's up in arms about it. Come on.
Well, Sal was saying the WWE does Saudi events a lot, and they get a lot of heat for doing it because of the blood money, I guess.
Right, but listen, no one's going to tell you if there's money on the table, Okay, no one can sit there and say how you make your money. If it's legal, if it's legit, you don't give a fuck where the money comes from. I mean,
So nobody's
I'm
mad
pretty
about
sure.
Nike
I'm
having
pretty sure
5-year-old kids bloody fingers
dude,
making shoes.
Dude, not even that. Bigger than that. Every fucking woman in this country that's married has a diamond ring on her fucking finger. Do you think that just came and went to the jewelry store with ease? No, that shit was dug out of the ground by fucking 7-year-olds, blood diamonds essentially, by fucking people working in slave labor.
Yeah, but
okay, I think the last
sounds like those kids need a union.
We need sharper tools. We're joking around about the wrong thing because I feel for those people. But at the same time, not a single fucking woman in this country rocking a fucking 4-carat ring on their finger is going to be like, oh, but yeah, I'm so against, slave labor. It's like, yeah, well, that fucking ring on your finger says different. Okay? It's end of the story. Money talks and all the bullshit walks.
No,
so
right.
I tend to side with Phil Mickelson on this. But the heat's coming because the PGA has a monopoly on it and they have the ability to do it. So they're going to do it. And they're going to teach everybody a fucking lesson.
Next week,
against us, you get in trouble.
Next week, we talk about that whole monopoly thing that sports, for some reason, are exempt from monopolies. Major League Baseball in particular actually won a lawsuit back in like 1910 that said that they are not culpable for monopoly.
I think it's the NFL versus Donald Trump. Right, isn't that the case too?
No. There was MLB won one back in 1920 something.
Yeah, the Donald Trump one was in like the 80s, the USFL versus the NFL. I think.
No, I got that. I'm saying but the MLB's been exempt since 1920.
No, I'm saying we'll have to look into it, but I think those are the
that'll be the talk next week.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're about done for this week's episode.
Listen, wrap it up. Phil Mickelson is good for the game of golf, and trying to bar him or ban him or keep him away, especially after the guy just won the fucking or came in second place for the PIP that they put out there. He brings eyes to the game of golf.
No, he definitely does. He's definitely one of those guys that
who's good for the game of golf? Thomas Doyle Jr. is good for the game of golf.
That's not true at all. I'm all for
he talks about it on this show and brings it to the eyes and ears of millions.
There are literally hundreds of greenskeepers that will say different after I leave fucking monster divots around the fairways that they have to then repair
from throwing your clubs.
Not just that. Just I'm a big chunker of the ball, so I suck. But I mean, listen. When Phil Mickelson's wife was going through breast cancer, right? I forget what tournament it was. Forgive me, but when everybody else was walking away from the tournament, Phil Mickelson stayed for 2 hours signing autographs. You can't say he's not good for the game. You can't say he's not a fan fucking favorite. The guy's a stand-up guy. He's a money guy, though. So you can't fucking fault the guy for trying to play whatever he has to play to make more money for himself. We're all out there to make money.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate Phil.
Listen, I love Phil Mickelson, so I hope it turns around for him. I don't appreciate and I don't respect the players that are very quick to side with the PGA and turn on him because he made candid statements. He has the fucking right. It's called the First Amendment. Stop hiding behind your mic, Nick. I know you want to make a snarky comment about unions and shit.
No, I was going to say the First Amendment protects you from the government, not from the job.
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
All right, let's wrap.
Especially if you have a gun. The Second Amendment comes into play.
That all being
guy with a gun, you can't say something.
That wraps up this week with the Scoreboard Addicts podcast. We appreciate you sitting here and listening to us rant and rave. And we'll catch you again next week. From me, the Rook, TJ, Stat Guy Sal. Thank you to our guests. We appreciate you. TJ, thanks for coming this week.
I'm on the outs, next week.
Thanks
I'm going to get a
Commissioner
union.
Cooper TSS Fantasy and Matt of the Squared Circle.
Hi, Sal.
What's up?
Did you wrap it up?
Congratulations on another victory.
Are we wrapped
Thank
up?
you.
Yeah.
Oh, we're still live. All right.
I know. I wonder if